Imagine this. You meet a girl, maybe at a coffee shop, maybe at a party. You exchange some smiles, the conversation flows easily, and you feel that spark. You get her number, and everything seems to be going great. But then, the texting starts. At first, it's all normal. A few messages here and there, emojis, fast replies. But then, something starts to feel off. Her responses become slower, the energy just fades. Suddenly, you're left undelivered for hours, wondering, what happened? You're not alone. This happens to most guys. But the problem isn't that you said something wrong. The problem is that you don't understand the psychology of texting and how easily it can derail attraction. Let me explain. Texting is not like talking in person. When you're face-to-face, you have vocal tonality, body language, and smiles to soften the conversation. But over text, it's just cold words on a screen. And without those nonverbal cues, it's super easy to misinterpret things. Texting can quickly go from casual to awkward if you're not careful. Here's where most guys go wrong. They think texting is where the relationship happens. They get her number and start texting like crazy, thinking they need to impress her with long paragraphs or deep philosophical conversations. But here's the truth. Attraction happens in person. It happens through eye contact, physical presence, and your energy in the room. Texting is just the bridge. Its job is to keep the connection warm until you see each other again. When you realize this, everything changes. The anxiety melts away. You stop trying so hard to impress. You stop overthinking every single emoji. Your goal isn't to entertain her for hours. It's to keep things light, playful, and brief, just enough to spark her emotions and keep the connection going. Let's break down the biggest mistake guys make: turning texting into a job interview. You've probably done this asking, "How was your day? What did you do today? What's your favorite color?" It's a list of questions and it feels like work. Questions are fine, but when the whole conversation turns into an interrogation, it starts to feel like effort. Women don't want texting to feel like a chore. They want it to be fun, natural, and light. So how do we fix this? Use playful assumptions instead of questions. For example, if she says, "I just finished work," instead of asking, "How was work?" you could say, "Congratulations, you survived another day of corporate chaos. I think you're exhausted and need a nap." It's playful, it's light, and it injects some humor into the conversation. It feels human. Now, let's talk about the fear of silence, the dreaded moment when you text her and then nothing. You see that she's viewed your Instagram story, but she hasn't replied to your message. Suddenly, your brain starts spinning. Did I say something wrong? Maybe she didn't get it. And that's when it happens, the double text. You send another message, maybe a meme or a random haha anyway. But here's the thing. This shows anxiety, and anxiety kills attraction. If you find yourself sending a second message because she hasn't replied yet, you're showing her that you're desperate for validation. That's not attractive. Sometimes, silence is actually a good thing. People have lives, they get busy. And guess what? Silence can build curiosity. Instead of panicking, take a breath and move on with your life. When you come back after a few hours or even a day, it feels fresh. That tension makes her think about you more. Another mistake that's common with nice guys: constant all-day texting. Good morning texts, how's lunch, good night? At first, it feels like bonding, but soon it just becomes a cycle of boring small talk. It loses its spark. Attraction needs mystery. It needs breathing room. If she knows exactly what you're doing at every moment, there's nothing left to wonder about. The key is to make your texts feel like an event, not a routine. Let me give you the formula for attractive texting. It comes down to two things: playful energy and matching her vibe. Let's start with playfulness. Instead of giving her heavy compliments like, "You're truly beautiful," make it lighter. If she says she loves stealing food off people's plates, reply with something like, "Okay, noted. I'm never taking you to a restaurant." It's playful, and it shows confidence without putting her on a pedestal. Matching her energy is also crucial. If she replies with short texts, don't send her a long essay in return. If she takes a few hours to reply, don't reply in 30 seconds. Keep the rhythm balanced. Conversations feel comfortable when both people are matching each other's pace. Now, let's address the pause in the conversation. What do you do when hours or even days pass without a reply? First rule, don't panic. Don't send a message asking, "Did I say something wrong?" Instead, give it a few days. When you do text her again, make it casual. Start with something light, like, "Just saw a dog wearing a sweater that reminded me of you." It's simple, low pressure, and gives her an easy way to jump back into the conversation. But here's the final tip: self-respect. If she gives you a one-word reply or doesn't reply at all, let it go. Don't chase her. Attraction can't be forced over text. The guys who are best at texting aren't trying to impress her. They're just relaxed, natural, and calm. They don't overthink. They don't perform. They just talk like they're speaking to a friend. Texting is the start, but real attraction happens in person. If you've mastered texting, the next step is to master real conversations. You need to know how to connect face to face. That's when the spark becomes a real flame. If this video made you rethink your texting game, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more real insights like this.